this is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'd like to demonstrate how I put together this beautiful butterfly wreath. This butterfly wreath is using the Butterfly Beauty Thinlet dies that came out of the Occasions catalog. So here they are on page 13 of the Occasions catalog. They're also bundled with this very nice set of stamps called Beauty Abounds. Now, I was inspired on the watercolor technique for these butterflies by Sherry Sojokovic of Sherry's Card. She's on YouTube, but I'm going to take them to the next step. You're going to need these butterfly Thinlet dies as well as some various pieces of cardstock. Now, if you kind of look closely, you'll notice that I actually made this wreath on a piece of window sheet. That way it can sit in front of a mirror and there's absolutely, you can see through and you don't have any blockage at all, and it really kind of makes it a lot easier to put together. And it's just a matter of layering the different pieces. We're going to start out with some of the shimmery white cardstock. The shimmery white cardstock we're going to use to cut 3 of these butterfly framelets. So we're going to use 2 pieces to cut 3 of these. You're also going to need some vellum because we're going to cut 1 or maybe even 2 of the vellum. And then I'm also using a piece of the lipstick framelit, or the lipstick foil here, and I've already cut this out, and we're going to cut out 1 because we're going to use that as a kind of as an accent. I selected several punches that I think will make it very easy to put together. The leaf punch and then this sprig punch. For the leaf punch, I use this paper here, which is, I believe, from the Romance series, and I cut out several leaves. You can also use, and this is a piece from the butterfly, I guess, paper stock that was part of Celebrations. That's another piece that you could use to cut out the leaves. I also have, I believe this is Pear Pizzazz and then Mossy Meadow, because I kind of layered the different colors of green. And lastly, I have a piece here of Daffodil Delight, and I used that for my sprig punch because I wanted to add in some little yellow accents. So those are the pieces of cardstock that you're going to need with your framelit. You're also going to use lots of these mini glue dots because that's how we're going to put them together. You're going to, I'm using the stamp pads to watercolor my butterflies. I have Lovely Lipstick, Grapefruit Grove, and Daffodil Delight. And I have several water pencils or watercolor brushes right here. I think that's really all that you're going to need. Probably a pair of snips because we're going to cut this piece of window sheet down into a round piece. Okay, so those are all the pieces and parts. Let's kind of get started. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get my my cardstock. I have my 2 pieces of the shimmery white and my vellum. And if you have your foil, which is my Lovely Lipstick, go ahead and use your Big Shot and cut out. You need 3 of the shimmery white and 2 of your vellum. So I'm going to go ahead and go off to the side and cut those out. Okay, I have my last piece here, which is a piece on vellum. I wanted to show you that I did have to use a shim to cut this out. because this is very intricate. Even though I used my Big Shot with my intricate plate, I also used my, my die brush. Okay, so now I'm going to take each one of my butterflies, I'm going to lay it on a piece of paper towel. I'm going to grab my 3 colors here. I'm going to squish the center of my pad. Let me just go ahead and squish the center of my pad. Okay. I'm going to have my 2 aqua painters. I'm going to grab one and I'm going to start with the yellow. In the yellow, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to put it along the inside of my butterfly. I'm just stroking the inside of my butterfly. I put that one aside. I'm going to get my next one. I'm going to do the same thing. Just swab the inside of my butterfly with my Daffodil Delight. Last one. Okay, so we're done with the yellow. Next, I'm going to bring my first one back. I'm going to grab our Grapefruit Grove, and now we're just going to kind of go up from the yellow into the Grapefruit Grove. Now if we need some more, we'll just go ahead and squeeze. Let me turn this over so you can see how I'm doing it. I'm just swabbing. I'm just coloring the inside of my butterfly with the next color. Set that aside. Again, we're just going to just swab along. So now you should be able to see that each one has been colored. And now we're going to, I'm going to get another piece of paper towel here. And we're going to put this one down. And this time I'm going to change, I'm going to grab this inker. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stroke along the edge. And I do want at least one, especially this larger one, I do want the larger one to have some strong color on it. So what I will do with this is I will hold this up and I will kind of stroke the edge a little bit, because I do want to get some of that darker color on the edge of my, like that. You see that? Alright, so let's go on to the next one. I'm going to turn this over so you can see it's the same effect. I'm just going to stroke it along the edge, brushing it along. I want lots of color on my big one, so the color is going to be kind of dark. I'm using a lot of ink. Okay, there we go. There's our butterflies. Next, we're going to get our scissors and we're going to snip them apart. Okay, so now we have our pile of butterflies. I'm just going to kind of sort them here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our window sheet. And this window sheet is 7 by 7. So what I did is I basically just took the window sheet and I just trimmed the corners. And then what I did was I just kind of poked the center and I went up about, let me see, so this is about, it's about 7 inches. So I poked the center and I went up to about about 1.5. Yeah, about 1.5 inches on either side. Just gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out to there. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and trim I'm just gonna go around the inside here. There. And there's my ring that I'm going to put my butterflies on. So I think I kind of like this as the top. I can kind of decide right now where I want the top. When I find it, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to punch. I'm going to take this punch here and I'm just going to punch a hole right at the top, because that's where my That's where my ribbon's going to go. Okay, so there's my top. I already have my ribbon hole. So I can take all of my these butterflies and kind of put them here as my first, kind of as my first layer. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab a piece. This is my mini glue dots, and I'm just going to kind of glue them on like this. And they don't have to be totally perfect. Some of them got a little bit munched in the cutting, but what's important is that we have these kind of as kind of a background layer that we're going to add to our card, to our wreath. Okay. Again, I'm just grabbing and sticking. So there you can see that's kind of our first layer of our wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my punch. I'm just going to punch a whole bunch of these all the way down. Even if it goes halfway, you get half a branch. A branch is a branch. Okay, I'm going to use these, and I'm just going to start sticking them back and forth along my wreath. All right, so what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15, 16 pieces. Okay, so that's that layer. So the next layer we're going to do is going to be our pear pizzazz. So we're going to have to cut, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to cut 10 of these. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just taking them, and we're just going to put them right around just going to kind of put them near where our other leaf is, like that. Let's grab Mossy Meadow and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I may want to do 7 because that's an odd number. Now, you'll notice that as I'm doing this, the darker the color, the less that I'm cutting. That's because I'm kind of I'm using them more or less as the last accent. I shouldn't need too many of them, right? So I'm kind of looking at where I have an empty spot, and that's where I'm going to put my leaf. Okay, this is my top. I've got some blank areas over here, so I want to come over here, make sure I pick up and I want to go ahead and I think I have, so I'm looking at it like this, okay? I think I have a little blind spot right here. I want to get one. So, I don't even know what color I'm using now. Oh, here's my dark color. So that's 8. So it was like 15, 10, 15, 10, and 8. I'm just kind of, I think that's enough. That's really enough right there. That's the top. Let's see, I just want to make sure I get that one there. Okay. Okay, so that looks pretty good, right? So now I'm going to start putting, but first I want to put my butterflies. So I like my big butterfly there, this one over here, okay. Put this one here, and then I'm just going to have my little, my little butterflies are going to be around. But if you kind of look at that, that's really all you need. Look at that. I mean, I have a lot more butterflies here, but you can kind of see that, you know, there we go. Now what you can do is we can take our minis, and instead of a glue dot, we can go ahead and we can pop these up on a nice mini like that, and stick the mini right on the window sheet. There, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? There it is. There it is. So now what I can do is I can grab some ribbon, and I can go ahead and tie a bow. And there you go. Isn't that pretty? Let me move out a little bit. There you go. And then I can go ahead and grab a piece of this and slip it through my hole. And there you go. There is my beautiful wreath. Isn't that pretty? There it is. And here's my other one. Now you know what I didn't use? I didn't even use these foil ones. I actually used more. Oops, Rocky, and it looks just as pretty, just gorgeous. I'm very happy. So it doesn't sound like Rocky's very happy, but there you go. Beautiful butterfly wreath using our Butterfly Beauty Thinlet dies. I hope you like this project. It really wasn't that hard. I think the hardest part was painting, watercoloring the flowers. Please leave me a comment. Sign up for my newsletter, and if you're looking for these projects, please go to my online store, and I'd appreciate it if appreciate your business. This is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Happy stamping.